to the hero tier list video of Mobile Legends Bang Bang as of 2026. So, I do want to say I want to base this tier list based on very high rank level and a little bit of pro Mobile Legends level. So, if you are at a lower rank or like more normal rank, this tier list might not be that informative for you, but still you can see like which heroes to aim for later. But I do want to note as well, like by the time you've mastered a hard hero, by that time there could be patch notes where it's nerfed again and the information might not be relevant anymore. So I would suggest you watch my other video as well, which heroes I recommend right now, because those heroes are partly meta and also very quick to learn, so you can also abuse them while they are still strong. So check that out as well, and let's start with the tier list now. Alright, so here we have all the heroes, and here we have the tiers. So the ban tier is basically the tier where I place the heroes who I think should definitely ban. So the best of the best heroes right now. S tier is a little bit below that, and so on. And E tier is the lowest. So let's start with Amon. He used to be very strong a few months ago, but he has fallen out of the top meta, but he's still A tier. Akai is also A tier. Aldous, I really want this guy to get buffed. He's a very interesting hero with stacks that you can just keep on getting stronger. But right now he really is one of the worst heroes because it just takes too long to get strong. But sometimes you will find like a very good Aldous, and if that team with the Aldous can make it into the very late game, then he can definitely carry. But against pros, it will still be hard because when he hits a skill and the enemy dashes away, even though it's a melee hit, it will not follow the enemy, so you can basically dodge it. So yeah, I think he belongs in E or D tier. I will place him in D tier for now, but it might even go back to E. Alice is really strong. She is barely not ban tier, but definitely S tier. As XP laner and as jungler, by the way. Akai also, by the way, roamer and jungle, both A tier. Amon is a jungler. Aldous is based on XP lane. Alpha on jungle, he is B tier. On XP lane, I would say C or D. Alucard is pretty strong. Not sure between A or S, I would say A. Yeah. Argus is also very weak, but I heard he's getting buff or actually revamped soon. But right now he's just not it. He's in the same tier as Aldous, might even fall to E as well. Angela is maybe even the best support right now, but supports are not really that meta. But she is, at least together with Florin, the best support right now. So I would place her in either S or A. I think high A tier. Okay. Maybe S. Low S. I think low S. Arlott is definitely S tier. Barely not ban tier. But yeah, big time S tier. He is mainly XP lane, but you can also play him as a roam. As a roamer, I would still give him a big A tier. Atlas, a very fun tank hero, easy to learn, but not that meta. He's still B tier though. Olaf just got revamped. He used to be here, E or D, but now after the revamp, I would say Olaf is B or A tier. I think B tier. If you want to play Olaf as jungler, I would say just go for Leomord or Tamus instead. They are just a little bit better than Olaf right now. But he is still a fun hero. He's definitely gotten stronger. Aurora is a mage. I will place her in B tier. Pretty strong mage, but not up there. Badang, as a XP laner, I would say high B or low A. As a roamer, I would say S tier. Yeah, barely below Angela, but around the same level. Maybe even higher than Angela, but I'll place him here for now. Beaumont, not meta unfortunately. He's a fun hero, easy to learn. C tier. Bane, same thing. barely above Aldous and Argus C tier. I think above Balmond though. Barat's my favorite jungler and also one of my favorite XP lanes. Unfortunately, even after the few buffs that Barat has gotten, he's just not meta. I really would like it if they would change his ult back the way that it was and make his general kit a bit stronger like it was back in the day. But I would say Barat is stronger than Bane and Balmond. I would give him a low B tier. Yeah. Baxia, a very strong jungler, just barely not in the ban tier, but definitely S tier. Beatrix got buffed pretty hard. Now her spell fam, lifesteal also becomes spell fam, so she will also be healing from skills, even with just lifesteal items. And just that buff puts her from B to at least A, maybe even S tier, but I haven't been testing enough with friends yet to see where she falls, but I would say high A. Valeric, very fun roamer, and easy to learn as well, but C or B, I think low B. Yeah, he's better than those two. Benedetta, a strong pick for the XP lane. In the jungle, 1 tier lower, but for XP lane, I would say A tier. Now, Brody. Brody is a strong marksman, but not the top, so low A tier. Bruno, kind of the same as Brody, maybe even a little bit lower, like high B, I would say. Carmilla. Camilla, I would like her to get a buff, especially with the Sicilian, like the skill that they have in common, like where Sicilian calls back Carmilla and Carmilla just hides inside of his body. That skill, if they buff it, that would be really cool because it's a very unique mechanism, and I think both are only B tier now, and if you buff them together, they might be even A or S. Now they just fall in the B tier. Chang'e, also B tier, but above those. Yeah, here. Chao is a strong XP lane and a strong roamer, both A tier. Some might even say S, but I think he's not on par with the S tiers that I have listed right now. He's a bit higher in the A tier though. Yeah. Maybe even like this. Yes, probably like this. Now, CC, XP laner. She was meta, but just not anymore. Still B tier though. Chip is a very interesting hero, but he is only really for 5Q, so if you're like with 5 friends together and you're really planning everything, then he can definitely be very good, like A tier, but in general I would say B tier, because even though I'm basing this on high rank, you're also sometimes not with a full team, so at that point he's like C or probably C tier. So A or C, and that means I place him at B, but I'll give him a high B right now. High B. Claude, really strong marksman, very meta, at least A. I think right here. Clint, actually kind of the same as Claude. Claude's like the late game version. And Clint the early game version. Claude is way more mobile. Clint is more immobile, but Clint does more burst damage. So Cyclops, unfortunately not that strong. I do have a friend that is very good with Cyclops, so I might be a little bit biased if I put him in B tier. But I actually think he does deserve a higher place than Bane and Balmond. So I would say low B tier. Diggy, my favorite support. Unfortunately, Diggy is not that meta anymore, but still as a counter pick, for example, if you face an Atlas or a Tigreal, he's still really strong. So as a counter pick, I would say high A. Sometimes, like if there are multiple high CC heroes, he might even be S tier. But in general, I would say, well, actually you do kind of pick him as a counter pick. So I would say high B or low A. I think high B. Yeah, kind of the same as with Chip. Like Chip is situational for a 5-man composition and Diggy is situational for a counter pick. So high B. Dyrod just got buffed. I'm not sure. Before the buff he was definitely low B, but now I think he's high B. Yeah. I think here. Yeah. That seems like a good place for Dyrod right now. He might even be A tier, but I'm not sure. I don't think the buffs were that much. By the way, if you want to see everything about the changes, I also make shorts for every patch. In just 1 minute I explain the whole patch notes, everything that's important. So if you don't want to miss that, subscribe me now and yeah, you will never miss it again. And you don't have to read through everything. Now Edith, really fun XP laner and roamer. Roam or XP is both at the same level, I think. I think she belongs in high B tier. Yeah, very high B tier. Just barely not A tier. Esmeralda, a very strong hero. I'd play Esmeralda low S, but if it's a counter pick, and I'm also gonna make a video about that very soon, actually about Esmeralda, then she would even be like high S tier or even ban tier. For example, if you're gonna play a team with a lot of shields, you should actually ban Esmeralda. But since it's also a little bit niche, I would place her in S, but not as low as Dicky or Chip, because it's still a very good pick even without counter picking. So yeah, that's why I would place Esmeralda in S tier. Actually, I'll place her above it down. Yeah, right here. Estes, he did get buffed, and that was a good thing, but he needs to get buffed again in order to be played at a really high rank. He is a really good pick for lower rank though, because he's really easy and enemies might not know how to handle him or just not buy anti-heal, for example. So in low rank, I would actually place Estes high A or almost S tier, but in a very high rank, I think Estes belongs in the B tier, same as Milan Sicilia. CC, yeah. Eudora, she got revamped. She's stronger now for sure, especially in the early game, but still not meta. Yeah, because she's so immobile, she's just, there are better options. For example, I think Vexana is in general better. Also immobile, but just does more CC. Higher burst here, damage when there's like multiple enemies nearby. So I would say Eudora falls a bit higher in the B tier though. After the buff, yeah, same as Dyrod. I don't know exactly, but I will place her mid B tier. Fanny, if you are not that good, Fanny belongs in E tier. And if you are the best in the world, Fanny can belong in ban tier. This is the hardest hero in the game. So it's very hard to place her. But since I was making this list based on pro or very high rank, I would say Fanny falls in S tier. Mid S, yeah. Aramis, pretty strong mage, but it's kind of the same as with Chip. He's better in a 5-man composition, although he still works without a 5-man composition, and Chip is really hard to do that. I would say Faramis is low A tier, I guess. Since we are basing this on higher rank, yeah, low A tier. Florin is same as Angela, right now the best support. I think Angela is slightly stronger than Florin, but they are almost on par. So Florin also goes into the S tier. Franco, really good roamer against certain heroes, so it's kind of more of a counter pick. Even if you don't counter pick, he's still strong. Low A, I would say. Yeah. It's kind of at the same place as Akai actually. Yeah, that's right there. Fredrin. Now Fredrin almost falls into the ban tier. He was ban tier like one patch ago, but there are just heroes that have gotten even stronger. But Fredrin also got a little bit stronger with the War Axe hidden buff. So he might be a little bit better than Baxia. It's really hard to place Fredrin. I will say Fredrin does barely deserve the ban tier, but he'll be like low ban tier. Freya, Now this hero, in my opinion, is the strongest hero in the game right now. She's not even that hard to play either. So if you're low rank and you want to rank up very fast, then definitely play Freya. Although I have to say she's the only hero that costs diamonds to buy. But you can still wait for promo diamond events, and then you can spend your promo diamonds on her. And there are other ways to get her as well. Yeah, that's a separate thing. But Freya definitely the strongest. She really needs to get nerfed. And now just Vorax got hidden buffed, and she's even stronger. She was already the strongest in the game, but like Zushin was also like the strongest in the game. But now with the hidden Vorax buff, I would say Freya is just the strongest hero. Gacha, not a bad hero. A little bit better than Belleric. I think a little bit worse than Akai and Franco though. Yeah. Place him right after Alucard. Yeah. Glue. Now Glue is a band tier hero, but you can counter him easy. So I don't even know. Since we are basing this on very high level and Pro League, I would say he's not in the band tier, just because when you leave Glue open and you just don't pick a mage, it's hard for the enemy to pick Glue because the enemy can then pick Faramis or Vexana, which counter Glue extremely hard. So I would say Glue is just barely not in the band tier. Gord, yeah, fun mage, but needs to get buffed. And actually, yeah, I'm the same as Sicilian and Carmilla, kinda. Yeah, so B tier. Granger, one of the strongest marksmen, but not in the band tier. I'll place him here for now. Grog is probably one of the strongest roamers, or the strongest roamers. He is in the band tier actually, but just because there are, yeah, he's on the same as Fredrin kinda. You'll see there will be more band tier heroes. Guinevere, just barely not banned here, since you just don't have the space to ban her, since there are so many banned heroes right now. But I would say Guinevere is up there with the top heroes, yeah. Like, yeah, those, yeah, all the S tier heroes are really strong. Gusion, Gusion is a very high skill hero if you play him perfectly, which is even hard in like extremely high rank. Then he is A tier, but playing him perfectly is a lot harder than, for example, playing Franco perfectly. I think he falls kinda. He's a little bit better than Aemon, I would say, in this meta. Yeah. I'll place him above Akai and Franco. Hanabi, she used to be like a meme pick for low elo, but she's actually gotten quite meta, but not in the top tier, so I'll place her low A tier. Hanzo got buffed a few patches ago, and I believe he will get buffed soon again. So he went up from like E tier to A tier. But I think even high A tier. Kinda like Gusion. If you're really good, then he can be actually really good. If he gets buffed even further, he might be S or even banned tier. Harry just got buffed. Harry now as a jungler is definitely S tier. I mean banned tier. As some mage, I would say A tier, and as some gold laner, I would say S tier. As a gold laner, maybe even banned tier, but as a jungler, definitely banned tier. His jungle speed just got improved so much, and very easy to rank the red 3. Harley is also a banned tier hero, just barely below Harriet, but above Fredrin. Hayabusa is an S tier hero. It's not being picked up that much anymore, but still he is S tier. I would say above Granger. Yeah. Helcourt is an A tier hero. It's a fun assassin. If you just want to kill people, then definitely go for Helcourt. He's not even that hard to play. I would say he's just... I think here, yeah, this is the perfect spot for him. Hilda, a very strong roamer. Now, in Mobile Legends you have multiple maps, and if we are looking at the map with extra pushes, then in that map she can even be banned here. although low band tier. And in general, I would put her in S tier, just above Hayabusa and Ranger. Yeah, maybe even above Badam. Yeah, just like this. Hylos, strong roamer, easy to play. Not much can go wrong. Yeah, I would place Hylos here as well. Then Immortal, strong marksman, but has fallen a bit out of the meta, but can still be used to counter specific heroes or be used in certain compositions. I would say just kind of the same as Hanabi. Kind of weird placing her under Hanabi. So I'll place her here. Ixia, actually the same as Immortal. She's slightly stronger and she can be used with compositions like good combos, like a good two-man duo is Dicky Ixia or Marcel Ixia. And just for that reason, I think she's a lot stronger than the other two marksmen. Also stronger than Brody for that reason. I'll place her here. Joel had a very strong early game roamer. He is not that good in late game, but the meta is kinda early, so he actually deserves an A rank spot. Johnson has gotten buffed, but you would have to be extremely good, and if you are that good on Johnson in very high rank, people just know how to deal with Johnson first of all, and in Pro League, if you're like a Johnson one-trick, they will just ban with Johnson. So I would say Johnson is like these two heroes. Yeah, Joy. Joy is a strong jungler, definitely S tier. Yeah, just above Hayabusa. Julian. Now a lot of people play him because of the Itachi skin, but he's not that strong actually. I would say he is in A tier though. He can also be played as an XP laner, which might be even more meta. Yeah. Yeah, he's here, I think. Actually. Yeah, I think on XP lane he's here, on jungle he's kinda here. Yeah. Kadita, a very strong mage, definitely S tier. Can also be used to counter some other S tier heroes, which we will see later. Kagura exactly the same as Kadita, kind of the same type of mages. But I think Kadita is higher though. I don't think Kagura deserves the S tier. I think Kagura deserves A tier. Yeah, right here. Kaja. Now Kaja is the only roamer that I'm not sure about if he's better or worse than Grok. Most would say he's a little bit better just because he's easier to play. So yeah, Kaja just barely above Grok in the band tier, but low band tier though. Aaliyah, strong roamer in Pro League. She's actually sometimes banned as well. Banned quite a lot actually, but in high rank, just not as much. Yeah, I think she belongs in the S tier, but yeah, I think right here, right next to Badam. Okay, then Karina. For an assassin, she's not hard to play, so if you want an easy assassin, jungler, then you should give Karina a try. Still A tier. Carry. Now this is the marksman that deserves the band tier for sure. Carry is probably here in terms of band tier, but if you are gonna pick 2 or 3 tanks, then Carry needs to be here. Or even here. She's just that good against tanks, and even in general she's very strong right now. So, yeah, I'll place Carry here, or even here. Khalid. Khalid's a strong roamer. It's a lot of damage early game, very meta. I think he belongs in the S tier. Kufra is also kind of an S tier if you are countering, but if you are not, he deserves high A tier. It's at the same spot as Xiao. Timmy, also high A tier. I think she's kind of on par as Beatrix, but she's more played as a mage, as a mid laner. Lancelot, not meta anymore, but still, if you're very good, he can still be A tier. Actually, a little bit of those. Yeah, just on par kind of with Alucard. Lapu Lapu. Lapu is high A or S tier. I think S tier. Kind of the same as those heroes. But then he's an XP laner. Layla is just too slow. She can work in certain compositions with like high defense composition, like for example with a Badang as a roamer and a Ruby as an XP laner, and maybe even a Fredrin as jungler. In such a team, she'll actually go up in the ranking to maybe high B. But in general, I will say she is definitely stronger than Bane and Balmont. Maybe even low B. I think on the same as Cyclops. Also because those two are really late game and the meta is early. Yeah, I would place Layla at low B tier. Leomord. Leomord is one of the strongest junglers. On par with Herod kinda. I think just slightly below Herod. Yeah. So, and he's not even that hard to play, so if you're looking for a really OP jungler and he's also more tanky than Herod or Harley, he's kinda in between Fredrin and Herod. Like Fredrin is full tank, Herod is a lot of damage and he's in between there. So yeah, I like Leomord, but I don't jungle anymore, otherwise I would play him a lot probably. Leslie is definitely high A tier, but I think she's just slightly worse than Beatrix now. Actually, now that I think about it, Beatrix deserves the S rank as well. Yeah, if Kagita deserves it, then Beatrix deserves it as well. And Leslie does too. I'm not sure who's better right now. I think Beatrix is better though, but I'll leave it at this. Ling was meta, not anymore. Still, if you're very good with Ling, it's like Lancelot. He's a little bit worse. Actually, Lancelot and Alucard should be a bit up higher. Yeah, like this. Right, Lolita. Lolita is a pretty strong roamer, but if you are counterpicking with her, like for example, you are against Cyclops, you can literally shoot everything back. Like at that point, she will be, yeah, here, because like imagine Cyclops is not only doing nothing, but you're also using his damage on their team, and that is only with one skill. And you still have a passive, a ult, a stun, dash. Yeah, Lolita is really strong, but since if you're not counterpicking, she's kind of like something like this, but if you're counterpicking, she is like this, so it's hard to place her. But on high elo, you will use her as a counterpick. So I would say she is up here. Yeah. Lunox, strong mage, can also be used in the gold lane. Yeah, I think she's S tier. Or high A, she's kind of the same as Kimmy. Maybe Kimmy actually deserves the S tier as well. Yeah. Lucas, fun jungler. They changed him a little bit, like a buff, but I don't think the buff is really that much of a buff, so yeah, kind of the same as Amon. Maybe Amon is even a little bit stronger. Oh. Alright, Luo Yi. Kind of like Chip, as wherein with a 5-man composition she's a lot better, but she's not reliant on a 5-man composition as much as Chip. Let's see. I think she's on par with Kagura. Like with not a 5-man composition, she would be somewhere like here. With a 5-man composition, she would be probably high A. So I'll place her at mid A. Lilia recently got buffed. She doesn't have CC though, so you would have to play her in a team which has immobilized stuns, etc. She only has slows, which is also a kind of CC, but I meant immobilized stun, etc. Yeah, so In general, I would say A tier, but she can even be S tier. Martis. Martis can be good. The meta is also early, but I just don't see him a lot. I think on the same tier as Hanzo. Yeah. Marcel. Now this. Well, this, by the way, is the roamer that wins the banning. He just got buffed, and he was already very strong. I think Marcel deserves to be there at least. I do think he's a lot stronger than these three. I'm not sure if he's stronger than those. I think he is actually. Yeah, Marcel is top 4. Yeah, Marcel is really strong. And also not even hard. But he does require teammates. So in low rank he's pretty bad because people just probably don't know what to do with him. But if you are like with a friend and you are ranking up together and your friend is playing Ixia and you just ult and Ixia ults with you in your ult, you can wipe out an entire team just with the two of you. So yeah, if you're low rank and with a friend who's a marksman and he likes to play Ixia, then give it a try. Moskov. Moskov's always strong, but there's just no place in the ban tier for him. I think he's kind of on par with Guinevere. Depends a lot on skill. Yeah. Leslie, for example, is also really good, but with Moskov you can just outplay a lot harder, which can turn a losing game into a winning game. With Leslie, that is a lot harder. I would say Moskov is high S tier. Masha, she's getting revamped, so almost no point at placing her right now because she's totally getting changed. But I think right now she is up here, mid A tier. I think after the revamp though, she'll be S tier or even ban tier. But let's see, let's hope. Because one of my best XP laners. And she might be a tank build again, which I like more than damage build, so let's hope she gets a nice revamp. And then Matilda also relies on good teammates to use your escape skill or engage skill, but even without those she can still be good. I think she's like Chow and Kufra, yeah. And she's a support by the way, but she's also pretty tanky, way more tanky than Angela and Florin. Melissa recently got buffed. I think that does actually put her up a bit higher, but like same as Ixia. Yeah. Minotaur, one of the best roamers, just barely not in the ban tier. I might have to change the list though. S tier list. And Moskov is not that high. Moskov is here. Yeah, you would ban all those over Moskov if you have bans too much. Even a little bit bad bottom actually. Yeah, Moskov is here. Minotaur. I would say Minotaur is S tier, but is he that good? Yeah, he might be. He's like a support and a tank. Yeah, Minotaur deserves this spot, I think. He was in the ban tier before, but now there are just too many ban tier heroes, so he fell out of the ban tier. Because he was very low ban tier. Mincetar, a good counter pick. And you can still play him even without countering. I think he's high A. Kind of the same as Chow, Kufra, Matilda. Depends on the team. I would put him here. Mia. She got buffed recently, she's not a bad marksman. I find it hard to place those marksmen because I haven't been in the gold line for a very long time. So marksman is the only lane I'm not completely sure about. But I think Mia deserves a spot up here, maybe just slightly below these two. Yeah, that is a good spot. Nana, against, she can be used as a counter pick, for example against Akai, because her Molina, she sees the Akai even when he's ulting, so it's like a very niche pick. And also her passive can be very handy against a one-shot hero like Saber, for example. But I would give her B tier. Yeah, kind of the same as Eudora. Okay. Natalia. Natalia. I would say same as Karina, kinda. But she might get hidden buffed by roam adjustment. So if that happens, that roam adjustment, she could very well be S tier or maybe even bad tier. Then Nathan has fallen off after his nerf. He used to be bad tier, but they nerfed him kind of hard. And now I would say he's like Sicilian. He's B tier, still a bit better than Layla though. Nolan, A tier, below A tier. Good assassin, but there are just better options available. Actually, he's kind of the same as Lancelot, Alucard. Yeah, those three are kind of alike. So I will place him mid A tier. Novaria, she got buffed recently. Really depends on if you're gonna hit. So I would say high A tier. Maybe that's a little bit too high. Mid A tier. A bit below here. I think Novaria deserves a spot here. Cydia, pretty strong marksman right now. I don't know if she was actually S tier. I think high A. Yeah. With that, fun hero together with Johnson, for example. But easy to play. I think in low rank she shines a lot more, but in high rank she's on par with Cecilia. Paquito. Paquito is getting a buff, but right now he is strong but not in the top. But after the buff he might be S tier or even bad tier. Farsa. Farsa's always been a really good, strong mage. And not even that hard to play, pretty safe. Yeah, I think she's S tier. I have to place mages high too. But mages are just not getting banned right now, except there's one, that's Sushin. But yeah, I would say Farsa is S tier, low S tier though. I think in general she's better than Kadita, but Kadita, I think she's better. Yeah, Kadita can be used as a counter pick, for example, against Possession, but Farsa can do that as well, just a little bit less good, but still she can do it as well. Obvious, very meta XP laner. It's on par with Arlott. Less skill though, so if you want a more easy XP laner, which is very meta, Obvious might be the way. Opulent Koopa, I really like this marksman a lot. Back in the day he could even go tank build and go roamer, but he cannot do that anymore. And he's just one of the worst marksmen right now. He's like on par with Layla, just a bit better than those. Rafaela, she needs a buff. It's fun and easy support though. I think Estes is even stronger than Rafaela right now. I would place Rafaela here. Roger. Roger can be good, but he's fallen out of the meta. Still not bad though. I think he's like on par with Barats. Ruby is a very strong XP laner. Got hidden buffed a little bit by the Borax buff as well. High A or low S? I think high A, yeah. Saber is pretty bad. He can be used as a counter pick though, so it does place him higher than Balmont and Bane. Also higher than those, but I think below Estes, yeah. Saber will be placed here. Selena, pretty hard to play. I think with Selena it's most like she can be played almost everywhere, but also, yeah, there's not really one spot where she shines very hard right now. I think she belongs at least in the A tier, yeah. She's kind of on par with Novaria, a little bit better. Novaria is a lot easier though. Sylvana, nah. Sylvana is not it. Purify and or just Diggy. you can just like always get away from her. I think Bane is better even, yeah. Sora? Now Sora was definitely S tier, he was like hero or something. But then he got nerfed with his Cloud Form cooldown. He got to like this. And then he got nerfed again with his Thunder Form and also his damage. I think he just, in my opinion, he just barely doesn't deserve the ban tier. Now a lot of people might be disagreeing with me, but I think they just still have the old Sora in their head. I think he barely doesn't deserve the ban tier. Sun can be really annoying. It's kind of hard to place, and at extremely high levels people will see the split push coming. If you want to just like rank up fast and you're an objective based player and you don't mind not PvPing a lot, just pushing, then he's like very good. But high rank, I would say, yeah, he falls off. Actually, let me put those marksmen higher. Yeah. He's even lower than that. He's yeah, low 8 here. Suyu almost falls in the ban category, but since I'm not placing Sora there, I don't think Suyu should be there either. You could say the same for all those. You can ban all those. And all those could be banned, but like you only have 5 bans per team, and if the opposing team bans the same thing, then you don't even have 10 heroes that are being banned, so I'll leave the ban tier like this for now. Risla, he just got buffed, but with the mana you can now pick Fighter Emblem instead of basic common emblem because you don't need to worry about mana. It does buff him a little bit, but not ST worthy. I think Ruby is still stronger. Chao, I think he's on par with Chao and Mincebar. Vamuz, as XP laner, is also kinda here, as jungler also. So it's cool that he's like with 2 roles pretty high rank, but there's not one role where he's like extremely high. Just because he can play 2 roles on this level, I'd place him higher than those 3. Maybe he's even higher. Yeah. He might even be low S tier. Yeah, I think Tamus is low S tier. Tigreal, pretty strong roamer, but Purify and Diggy counter him pretty hard. Still high A tier though. Uranus, my main. Wanna place him at the ban tier, but he's not ban tier. He's kind of on par with Guinevere right now. And Baxia and Alice. Yeah, he belongs in the S tier. Maybe a little bit low though. Yeah, extremely good Fanny is also a little bit stronger. I do find he's a little bit stronger than Povius, so Esmeralda's also stronger than Povius. I think Esmeralda wins it, because in general Uranus is a little bit better, but if counterpicking Esmeralda is a lot better, so I'll place it like this. Veil. Veil needs to get a buff. He's a fun mage though. Yeah, he's still above those 3, so very low B tier. Valentina, she's gotten so much nerfs, but she's still one of the best mages. Also because like if the enemy picks Sora, you can pick Valentina and basically be a better Sora. So at that point she will at least be here, right? Yeah. She is sometimes not a good pick though, because if the enemy doesn't have any good ults, she falls to like low B tier, but I think in general she is S tier. Even above Farsa, yeah. Yes, that's where Valentina belongs. And then Valier. Valier can be good in certain compositions, like to hold heroes back, for example, hold the high-lows back. Yeah, just movement heroes. Can be really annoying. I think he's a little bit lower rank. Actually, let me put those marksmen here. Yeah. Vexana is probably the best counter versus glue. She's also a good mage in general. Just because glue is so high, I want to place Vexana high as well. Because like, let's say you ban all this, and the enemy picks glue, then Vexana suddenly becomes banned here. Obviously, the enemy could be smart and just last ban Vexana and then first pick glue. That is a smart option if you want to play glue. Yeah, so Vexana deserves a spot in the high A tier. 1-1, very fun marksman. In my opinion, the most fun marksman. She's extremely click intensive, so that's why I stopped playing her. Because literally my thumb hurt. So be careful if you get injuries quick. But if you don't, and you want a high skill, very fun marksman, then definitely give her a try. I think she is still stronger than Mia. Yeah, this is probably where she belongs. If you are extremely good, she actually belongs higher. Yeah. Since we are basing this on like very high rank or pro league, I would say she's even stronger than Obsidia. I would place just below Obsidia though. Xavier, yeah, not that strong of a mage, also needs a buff. Still stronger than Ward though. I guess on par with Sicilian. I think slightly better than Sicilian. Yeah, just below those two. Yes, this is a perfect place for Xavier. Export has fallen off a bit. It can still be good. He can be used as jungler and as XP laner. He's a counter to Fredrin, so if enemy picks Fredrin, he would be way better, but in general I would say Export is mid A tier. Decent Sheen. This jungler is just barely in the ban tier. It's kinda on par with Siu. I think he's still a little bit better than Siu. Maybe not. Who's better, Sora or those two? I actually would say that those two are better than Sora right now. Yeah, I'll just use a Sheen right there. Yeah, it's a very good Angela counter. And it can also be also a Hanzo counter. Since Hanzo and Angela are higher, I think he does deserve a place in the... He's never being picked up though by pro teams. Never. Even when they have Hanzo or Angela, I don't think I've seen him. So, just based on pro league and not on rank, I think he's B tier. Yuzong, this is the only XP laner I think that deserves the ban tier right now. I think he's slightly stronger than Sora after all Sora's nerfs. He got nerfed himself though, he was like in the top, but now you can still ban him, but all those are preferred as a ban over Yuzong. Eve, she's a very strong mage, she got buffed. I think on par with Carson and Valentina. I think Busa and Granger need to be going down a bit though. Yeah. Let's see. Okay. That's looking quite good like this. Zask is a fun mage, very fun. If you like a more safe option as a mage, then Zask is definitely a pick for you. He's kind of on par with Valier. Zilong. Now Zilong is not... Like if I would make this list like a year ago, he would be the lowest tier. But he's not anymore, he's actually better than those on the D tier. Maybe also better than those on C tier. Other than Raphael. I think he's just like here. I'm just gonna do something. Argus. Yeah, this. Yeah, I think this is better. Zushin. Now Zushin is the second strongest hero in the game right now, or the third after Harriet. Harriet just got buffed, so I don't know exactly. Zushin is like always strong in every team. Harriet probably as well, but I think Zushin has just proven herself more than Harriet as of yet. So yeah, I think Zushin is there. Zushin is also one of the strongest mages, but just barely not banned here. So she's here. Maybe a little bit lower. I'm looking at like, would you ever ban Zushin or you ban Esmeralda? You could ban Esmeralda, but not Uranus. Yeah. Now this is how I make my list. Let's just quickly go over it. I think this list is perfect. So it was quite a long video, I think. Now I hope you all liked it, and let me know in the comments if you agree with it. I don't think anyone fully agrees, but let's hear if you at least mostly agree. If you think a hero definitely deserves a way different spot, please let me know. So not like, why is Sylvana on D tier and not on C tier? But more like, for example, are you a very good, what can you say, Alles player? Did I get the Alles buff wrong? And do you think Alles is definitely S tier instead of B tier? Then let me know. Actually, Alles might be a bit higher though, now that I'm talking about it. Johnson is not higher than Alles. Yeah. Actually, he's A tier. Karina and Natalia are worse than Edith. Yeah, like this is perfect. Alright, let me just zoom out so go. That's it, and thank you all for watching, and see you all in the next one.